Hello, everybody. My name is Shortline. Oh, wait, where's Railroader? uh, wait, hold up. I'm still not used to this. Okay, there we go. Where's Railroader? Uh, oh, I confused the things for. There's Railroader. Is it? Hold up. Hello. There's Railroader. Yippee! We got Railroader. Hello, everybody. My name is Shortline K819. Hello, little warriors. Welcome in. I am here with. Hold up, I'm looking over to my other monitor. This is how you know I'm here. I'm streaming. Uh, I welcome in. Back to Railroader. I'm the only one here. Although Brandon was here earlier just to say hello. He said he might be back later. But today we're gonna be playing more Railroader. Back with the SimCity 4 soundtrack because it's 3D. Yes, hello, James. I am 3D. Yippee! Oh, my thing broke. Yes, okay. So, we're gonna... Oh, wait, I should probably go into multiplayer. Host. There we go. There we go. But thank you. You know what? It's gonna bother me if I keep having to move my head that way whenever I want to read chat. So what I'm gonna do... I'm actually gonna bring chat up on my phone, which is at 19%. But I can plug it in. Hold up. Profile. Live with Railroader. Okay. Sorry, Mr. Reveal stream the other day. It's fine, man. You good? You charming? But yeah, I'm 3D now. And that makes me very happy, as you can see. Okay, so where were we? We were doing stuff in Alarka, and then I got really tired, and then I went to bed. So I guess we can just continue with Alarka. We have our little 44 tonner right here. What do I need to do? Okay, it appears that all of this shit is currently unsorted. Well, that's sorted. Larka Calling Tower, yeah, Elsmith. I'm not charming, the exact opposite. Any viewer who watches my stream is charming. Do not kid thyself. Okay, let's go ahead and actually pull up. I have like pillows around my monitor for like control, audio control. So I you know, don't screw up, but it was blocking part of Railroader. So how was everyone doing today? My day was, you know what? My day was kind of meh. I didn't get everything that I wanted to get done, but that proved to be somewhat okay. So still, as I said, still adjusting to this this new 3D model. So I'm not exactly like before the stream I loaded it up and then it's like, oh yeah, that doesn't look, the way I was adjusting it didn't look exactly how I wanted it to. So but I did accounting work. I did some public speaking. I have to work on an elevator speech. Went and saw my friends, hung out with them for a little bit, and then I ate, and then I came home. So, and now I'm here. And I was listening to the Beatles, as I often do. I guess one thing that I can point out is that in my anime club, the anime club at college, of which I am the VP somehow. I don't know how I ended up like that, but it's true. That was almost that almost hit too hard. One of the shows we're watching, of course, is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 1 specifically, and I was listening to Get Back, which is my favorite Beatles song. It used to be Rocky Raccoon, but now Get Back is my favorite Beatles song. I was actually listening to Let It Be, like the album, the other day, and you know, Let It Be's a good album. Why are these cars rolling away? Okay, there we go. And I was looking up, I don't know, like sometimes I just like to go to the Wikipedia pages for like songs and whatnot to see, okay, what is this influence? And one of the things is, oh yeah, part one of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure may or may not be inspired by Get Back, which I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. It's a thing that I'm watching which connects to a thing that I like. Uh, but that was me just now before I started the stream. Um, as for as for other things, let me actually bring my mic a bit closer. Yeah, there we go. Okay. As for what else? I don't know. Today has been kind of boring otherwise. Like I woke up, and normally I wake up like an hour or so early so I can um wake up at a time where I can get to class about like an hour 30 minutes early so I can do some work before my first class at 9. But I just wasn't feeling it. And then I had my public speaking class, and then I ended up going to. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm not paying attention at all. I'm in the wrong. I'm switching out the wrong track. And then I went and did some accounting homework, which I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. And then did some accounting homework, went to my accounting class, had lunch, went back to try to do more accounting homework, and I just couldn't. Um, and then I did some work for one of my business classes, and then after that, I just like, I can't do this no more. So, today wasn't a super productive day. I mean, I did work on all the things that I wanted to work on, I just didn't complete all of them like I wanted to, but you know what, sometimes you have days like that. So, let's see. L. Smith Manufacturing. Oh, nope, okay. The spirit of Pat has overtaken me, and now I have to derail absolutely everything. So, I don't know. I've noticed that. Does anyone else? People know what W place is, right? It's like you're placing pixels over a map of the world. Um, it's become kind of a routine for me to just go on W place and just screw around when my brain, like, the brief moments where my brain can't be bothered to do anything else. Like, I'll get part of an assignment done, and then the ADHD and slow brain melt will kick in, and I'll just go on W place. I mean, at least you didn't derail a 1,600-foot empty hopper train going up a hill. Oh, uh, little red marble incident, I see. Actually, getting back to the Beatles, that's the worst joke I've ever made. I actually did make in my town, I made a little Central Georgia logo, because that was the railroad that served our town. But I also made a little Sergeant Pepper album cover, so. Of course, the big W Place project I'm a part of is I accidentally did it on stream. It wasn't Red Marble. It was Bring Up to the Kirkland Coal Mine. Ah, okay, okay. The big W Place project I'm a part of is, of course, the Scent Brood is taking over the Bighorns with scent art. So, that's fun. PG's actually streaming right now. I was helping her. She made like a big Emmett like poster thing, and I was helping her fill it in because it was like not monochromatic, but it was like only two like shades of yellow, art like that. I haven't had an embarrassing derailment in a while. I've had some embarrassing switching moves, aka me not paying attention. But nothing quite like that just yet. Throwless wig. We'll throwless swigs. Okay. The Stig. There is my campus has like a motorsports team. And outside their, like the building where they do motorsports, which is the back of the engineering building, they have like a giant Stig cardboard cutout. Actually, I don't know if it's cardboard because it sits outside, so if it would cardboard, it'd be probably quite destroyed by this point. But uh, dang it, now I want to watch. Now I want to watch Top Gear clips. Has anyone done like a dub or an like an animatic of something of like Hank Hill watching Top Gear? I wanna see that now. Uh, okay. I guess we're gonna go up to Le Mine now. Um, actually, before I do that, let me check. These are bound for Larka Copper Mine number 1. So this is this the Switchback Mine? No, it's not. Okay, so in that case, it's probably just easier. It's not the Stig, it's his cardboard cousin. Yeah, his cousin that has infiltrated my university. Uh, okay, maybe not like 26 miles an hour in the yard. Uh, maybe that's not the best idea. But I'm just excited where I can the best part about Friday. There's 3 good things about Friday. The first is Railroader. It's not that like Friday really isn't the end of the week for me. Like I do a bunch of work on Saturday, so I can just relax on Sunday. But the best part about Friday is number 1 Railroader. I get to do this. And then I also, although not next week, to be fair, because I'm doing something special next week, but I'll tell that in a moment. It's playing Railroader, hanging out with my friends for a little bit on campus, and then it's it's the knowledge that I can just sleep in tomorrow, and I don't need a frickin' alarm set for like 7 to 8 hours or something. I can just sleep, and it's utterly charming. It's fantastic. Best feeling in the world. Uh. I don't know. I forgot the light button all of a sudden. Like, what's the? Does this thing have a cat? No, I just have a. Oh, I just have a lantern out. That's what I was. Hold up. Nope. There we go. Okay, there we go. Sorry, my phone where I have chat up was sort of covering up that little light toggle switch. Ugh. Let's see. Inslee, hold up. Okay. Sorry, I was looking something up real quick. I just realized that a good portion, uh, a good portion of the stream is just gonna be me looking over here, where I look at my other monitor. I still need to like properly figure out camera positions for this. I mean, as I said, this is only my second stream with the model, so it's like, eh. It's fine. Okay. Alright. There we go. Oh my gosh, Notch 8 moment. We are... I mean, we're still gaining speed up a hill, so... Can't be too bad. Okay, maybe I should start reducing my speed a little bit. Because, you know, listen to that squeal. Oh yeah, I didn't say why I wouldn't be streaming next week. Next Friday is my birthday. I turn 22 years old. Do I feel that age? No. But, yeah, me and my friends are probably going to go out to somewhere to eat in order to celebrate. Because I was like, oh yeah, you know, I don't really go out and buy food all that often. Or go to a restaurant all that often. Yeah. So like, okay, yeah, it's my birthday. I can have an excuse to do that. And I realized, well, going to a restaurant just sort of by myself, kinda sad, not gonna lie, on my birthday. But then I realized, oh wait, I have friends that I can do that with. So I'm going to invite some of them. There is a Japanese place that I do like that I want to go to. So. Birthday, I hear? Yes, hello, Crimson. Welcome in. Yeah, it's my birthday next Friday, so... Not quite the birthday boy just yet, but soon. Soon I will be. I'm older than you for at least one more week. Haha. Okay. We gotta put these cars up here, I guess. Yeah, though we can take the other ones down. Now, are there cars that need to get going out this way? No? Okay, those still need to be... Train time. Hello, TG. TG, look, I'm real. Hi, Ryan.
Hello?
Hello, Ryan.
Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Okay, am I on stream?
Yes, you are.
Who's in chat?
Little Warriors, James, Duke Dog, Crimson, and TG.
Okay, cool. Um, I'll talk to y'all later.
Hi, Ryan. Bye. We got a brief Ryan cameo. He'll be back. He'll be back later. I guess so. Apply the handbrakes. He hates us? Hi, Ryan. Bye, Ryan. Eh? I don't think Ryan hates chat. He popped in. I think he just popped in to see if I was streaming. So, oh well. It's fine. He'll be back at some point, maybe. I don't know, the first part of these streams are always... It's very rare nowadays where the first part of these streams are always by myself. Typically after a certain period of time, you know, people begin to filter in. But, yeah. Right now it's just me. You just get me. Okay. I would talk about the next random topic that popped into my head was like, oh yeah, what work do I have to do tomorrow? But you know what? Screw that. I don't want to think about that. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna think about it. They call me a voice actor. No, they don't. I have technically voiced acted in things before, but I would not call myself a voice actor in any sense of the word. Come on. There we go. Okay, I can just... Oh, Brandon's loaded up Railroader. So Ryan stole my snacks. How dare he? That's that's a crime. I feel like when I stream, yeah, like it's very pronounced with my model, I guess the movements, because like sometimes, like right now I'm a bit hunched over my uh almost hunched a little bit, but when I move back here, I I'm more stand-up-ish. But when I look over here, it's like, yeah, I'm clearly looking over here. I'm looking at chat. It's on the far end of the of my right, the right side of my right monitor. But like when I look over here, it's more center, even though I'm looking directly at my screen. And then when I look over here, I don't know. Is there a way I can like? Oh, I applied the brakes too much. What if I like move this? No. Well, I guess if I want it to be more, I'm moving around my camera just to see what like. Yeah, like. Oh, up. We're doing some live testing on stream. You know what? That's better right there. Okay, yeah, because like right now I'm looking directly. The camera is right in front of my Well, no. Yeah, there we go. I think. There we go. Pull up. Up. It just keep the, you know, keep the independent on like that. Hold up. So. Oh, but no, that covers up like part of the display. I don't know. I'm gonna. This is going to drive me insane. I can already tell. Actually, if I keep it like that and then like shift myself over a little bit. You know what? That's better. Okay. Okay, here we are. We are. Oh, that's the day. That's better, because when I look over here, it's like I don't rotate too much, but when I look over here, it's like I'm kind of leaning this way. Okay, maybe not. Okay, I guess we can start to... There's a lot of cars for this area, so... Oh, welcome back, Ryan. Hello. Hello? Ryan? Hi.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back.
Can you all hear me okay? Test 1 2.
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, well, anyways, there was a wedding on campus, so I had to go investigate.
A wedding?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Just, I really don't know anymore. So there was a wedding, and that was something, I guess.
So, Smurfs 2? I don't know.
Yeah, well, now I have to make the long walk to get my car because the parking lot next to my dorm only has enough parking spots for like 5 people, and so therefore I had to park in the far lot, and that means that I have to walk uphill and then downhill and then uphill again. But anyways, how about them zombies 4?
You know what? That's fair.
Michael, what's your favorite? Michael, what's your favorite marine mammal?
The seal. What do you think?
Okay, yes, but which seal?
Uh, Katsunori the seal is pretty. He's pretty cute. Cute seal.
Remarkable.
What is your favorite barnyard animal? Everyone, what's your favorite barnyard animal in chat right now? We need to know this question.
Yeah, what is your favorite barnyard animal?
What even is a barnyard animal?
A barnyard animal is an animal that can typically be found in a barnyard and or farm and or dairy farm.
Crimson says his favorite barnyard animal is the horse.
I guess it counts.
What is that supposed to mean? That counts.
I guess.
Why you gotta be so rude?
Why do I have to be so rude? Like a cow, get it?
Are you I don't know, brain function not? I forget you can go first person in this game, and that's like a big part of why people like this game.
There's someone in the North Woods. Michael, I can go chase him down. I can be scary.
What?
Yeah.
I'm
no, there's people in the North.
I'm filing an HR complaint on Ryan.
Yeah. No, there's people in the North Woods. I see them. Ah, shit, they're coming for me. Oh, no, that's not good. Okay.
Okay.
So we're not going to go into the North. We're not going to go into the North Woods.
They're coming for me, as people once said. I don't know.
So anyways, the marriage I can still hear. There's the chapel. Lovely.
Wait, someone's just getting straight up married on campus?
Yeah, I think so.
Do they look to be students?
No, they are students.
Oh.
Yeah. So, there's that. Michael, how was your week?
Hectic, and not in a good way. But if I do this, right, why does it make me lean in when I rub my eyes? That's weird.
Tell the engineer to ring his bell, and might as well just stop the train and stand around and yell.
Yippee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right now, my precious earbuds have been mailed to me, so I'm just enjoying a nice night here in where I go to college.
My E8 is in Macon.
She's got a prayer in Macon. But yes, absolutely lovely, Michael. I'm going to Lulu because I'm heading to Walmart at what? Okay, there was an
8:02
animal.
p.m.
Yes, 8:03. I'm heading to Walmart at 8:03 p.m. because I'm gonna go get myself some body wash, and I'm also gonna get myself some milk, and then some Dr. Pepper.
Be sure to find the Zombies 4 merch in the toy section.
Yeah, why not? Actually, genuinely, why not?
James Duke Dog says, I would say cow, but I have to work around those fuckers. I'm gonna say bobcat that lives in my hay barn because she hasn't mutilated me yet. Oh boy.
Yeah, we'll allow that. We'll allow that. We'll allow that, but not horse. So
that's acceptable hilarity. How do you even acquire a bobcat? You go down to the equipment dealership? I don't know.
Well, no. You go to your cousin. You go to your cousin. You go to your cousin, Chet, and Chet is a certified. He's double certified bobcat dealer. Don't you know?
Bobcat dealer.
Yeah, don't you know? Chet. All right, where the hell am I? Is this the North? Is this the girl from North County? I don't know.
Horse is not acceptable, yet a bobcat is. A bobcat is more whimsical, depending on the
Yeah.
situation.
Listen, listen. Sometimes Smudger.
Smudger?
Sometimes. Sometimes Smudger is a barnyard animal. Who knows?
Is Smudger a barnyard animal, or is he just insane?
Michael, we're all insane. It's just different periods of insanity.
Oh, I'm an idiot, and I did not pay attention to my switches, and I subsequently derailed 2 cars.
Nice!
I still got the money
Good.
for it, though, even though it's derailed. What? Wait, no, that's the wrong car. What is it? Shift R is re-rail? Yeah. That's only at 75%
Yes, it is,
condition.
dearie. Yes,
Uh,
it is, dearie. Alright.
Put him in a straight jacket? No, we don't need that.
Condemn him to the infirmary. Actually, hold on. I'm going to be transferring everyone to Winston color in just a moment. You've heard of Technicolor. Get ready for Winston color. Don't
Roger.
blame me. I voted for the pizza party.
Smudger color?
Yes, indubitably.
Are you smudger colored?
I'm blue, dabba-dee dabba-die. Dabba-dee dabba-die. Dabba-dee dabba-die.
In a rubber pillow room with rats? I don't know.
Hold on. I am woefully out of shape. Hold on. Let me just... Hold on, chat. Hey, Porter. Hey, Porter. What time did you say?
Hi, Ryan. Are you now in your vehicle?
Hold on.
He sounds more fancier. He's a fancier fellow. Are you... fancier fellow.
Hello?
Hi.
Okay, actually, I should probably check if Walmart is still open.
They have to be open at 8 o'clock.
You never know, Michael. You never know. Closes 11. Let's go.
Yippee.
You have no idea how happy I am to be here. Because I'm gonna get me some body wash, I'm gonna get me some milk, and I'm gonna get me some soda. And then, when I get
You're gonna make pilk.
I will not be making pilk. I'll be making Captain Crunch. I'll be making Captain Crunch Oops All Berries, though. Does that count?
With a side of Pepsi?
Bepis. Here we go, chat. Let's go on a big world, big adventure. Let's go, go, go. Oh, who the fuck are these? Why are they biking without a goddamn helmet?
Who the fuck are you?
It's Michael. Can you bike without a helmet?
I mean,
yes or no?
You can, but you shouldn't.
Good. Okay, you're right. If you weren't right, then I was going to have to brutally mutilate you.
Nah, don't bike without a helmet. Ram into the middle of the road at 20 miles an hour on a 60-mile-per-hour highway.
His whistle broke into a scream. Anyways, so in other two news,
this is the least efficient switching I've ever done.
Don't worry about it, Queemsicle.
Hydrated queen.
Yeah, that's who I am. That's who we all are. We are all hydrated queens. We are hydrangeas.
True and real. I've been pinged.
Alright, where the hell am I going? Where the hell am I going? I'm looking for a specific road. I don't know if I can find it. Do you think I can find it, Michael?
I don't know, can you?
That's why I'm asking you, dearie.
I don't know.
I found it. I found the road. Michael, I need to take you up here one of these days.
True. I also just realized that, like, I really need to adjust my frickin' overlay to account for the fact that I am now 3D, because it appears to have caused some slight issues. Like, without a helmet, so it's easier to me forget confirmed kills while cryptid hunting. Exactly.
Uh, so, question for the chat and by extension, Michael. What is your favorite color that ends in purple?
Norpal sounds pretty good.
What about colors that end in yellow?
Wafrello? I don't know.
Wrong. Anyways, who the fridge are these people? Who do you think you are? There's a ram on their truck.
Ryan,
No,
you are not full of schmimsy. I'm sorry.
no. Here's the thing. My schmimsical / whimsical. I mean, technically, the fact is that they're very similar compounds in a scientific formation. Although technically, you shouldn't put them together. However, a lot of big name corporations will, in an effect, to cut costs. I'm one of those big name corporations actually. So my schmimsy and my whimsy are fortunately or unfortunately consolidated. So that's how we get such things as finance, pro model railroading. But I digress. My schmimsy tanks are at an all-time low. Because you know why?
Right.
You know why, Michael?
I don't know.
Because someone's favorite barnyard animal in chat was a horse. That is just... You can't do that. You can't
Oh, I should have
do
picked
that,
up. I should have picked up those L. Smith manufacturing cars. Oh well.
What do you mean L. Smith What?
I need to switch out these box cars.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna switch out these cars in the yard. From here.
Engines.
This is what happens when you don't have any ears.
Yeah, this is what happens when. Yeah, critical lack of ears.
Meanwhile, me with all the ears.
I'm all ears.
I'm all ears.
Actually,
I'm all ears.
Michael, should I make what is your OC, a kitsune?
It's a fox.
Yeah, but isn't there like an official name for it?
A kitsune? Nice.
Yeah, kitsune. I should make one of them blue box kits. Yeah, those.
Blue box kit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Show me model railroading blue box kit.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's like that guy on eBay with the like he prints out like paper and slaps it on a boxcar.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What was the fucking Richard Nixon reefer?
Yeah, we took to Watergate.
We freighted even.
Larka Fuel R2.
But anyways, yeah, I should make one that's just the bat-eared fox because god damn it, I love them. They are my silly animal. So true, bestie. I love them.
So he's all ears. He stole all ears. Get him.
Yeah, he stole all the ears. Federal crime.
I in fact do not have 4 pairs of ears.
Wrong. Do not listen to this ear thief.
Four pairs of ears, truly real.
Michael motorcycle. You just don't get it, do you? It's inevitable. We're meant to be.
So anyways, the new Acellas.
Wait. I'm not done with you yet. Nah, none of this. What do you think you are? What the fuck are you? What stream do you think you're on? What about these new Acellas? I'm not done with you yet, Mr. It's you the fucking blue box, like sushi roll. I I'm not done with
Sushi
you
roll.
yet. I'm not done with you yet, Jerry. Look at you, fucking pimp you are. Do you know whose channel you're on, Jerry? Do you know? Do you know?
You're on my channel, yeah.
No, I am not.
Uh,
Not on your channel. That is fake news. You have been brainwashed by the president of the fucking, I don't know,
of the Schmimbly Corporation. I don't know.
no, by the fucking, the fancy fucking K-word fox, the knit, the knit, yeah.
I thought you said the bat-eared fox. What?
The fancy term you use for the fox, you know,
Yeah.
the I don't know what's called, the kitty litter. That
Yeah, kitty litter. Yeah, exactly. That's what I am.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah,
about the new Acellas?
No, no, I am not done with you yet. You infiltrated my life. You infiltrated my comments, and you have the audacity to come here and ask about the goddamn new Acellas, which are, oh, by the way, like, genuinely, what?
They're French. It's big French fuckery.
It's more than big French buffoonery. It's just
the sudden drop. Quote James: the sudden drop in audio quality makes him going off the deep end even better. Anyways, call the asylum. He also says, "Get this man into a padded cell." We are witnessing a man's descent into madness.
No, you are not. That is false. I am at Walmart.
So anyway, someone redeem the Amtrak game, please.
No. I'm not done with you. Oh my god, I'm not done with you, dearie. And yet, let's talk about the little Amtrak game. No, I'm not done with you. What the fuck do you think you are?
Thank you, James. I joined the voice call and I get big French fuckery. Hello, Sean. What are the 2 latest trains on Amtrak right now? Please guess.
No! Okay, fine. I'm gonna go get my groceries. I'll be back. We're not done yet.
I'm for a bit because I'm gonna go out with friends.
Sean, you Pennsylvania Railroad GG1 lover. We need to
Gecko. I don't like the Pennsylvania Railroad.
Wrong!
I like
Yes!
Please go up in Normandy.
Hey, never mind. You can stay.
Yeah, I don't like the Pennsylvania Railroad.
I like the Pennsylvania Railroad Electrics. That's about it.
Listen, I like.
My family worked for the Chesapeake in Ohio.
Listen,
Yeah.
I like the Pennsylvania Railroad. What I don't like, you know what I don't like, Sean, Scene?
What?
You know what I don't like? You know what I don't like? I don't like feeling insecure about myself. I just don't like it.
What is even going on anymore?
What do you mean what is going on? You wanted me to get started on the Amtrak fucking Avalias. We're gonna get started on the Amtrak Avalias. Michael Motorcycle, what is your defense?
Anyways, Ryan, what are the 2 latest trains on Amtrak? You have 2 guesses.
Oh fuck. It's gotta be one of the westbound Floridians. Westbound Floridian.
Fucking awesome.
People are talking over each other. Please speak at once. At one.
Okay, before I go, I choose the westbound. No, I choose eastbound Empire Builder and westbound Floridian. Okay, bye.
I join and hear big French fuckery. Yeah, exactly. Amtrak Tracker. Amtrak Tacker? Wait, hold up. So the rules of the Amtrak game are as follows. You have 2 choices to guess the latest train on Amtrak. And, I'm gonna guess either Empire Builder or Texas Eagle. What about you, Sean? What do you guess?
I've been really just studying reading about the rail networks surrounding the Chernobyl nuclear power plant lately. I'm not really...
Oh, that's fine. Okay, so the two latest trains on Amtrak, I already see the Floridian. Yeah, Silver Meteor, 3 hours late to New York out of Jacksonville. Floridian to Miami, 6 hours late. Empire Service to Albany Rensselaer, 1 hour 7 minutes late. San Joaquin to Oakland, 2 hours 35 minutes late at Fresno. Okay, so the latest train on Amtrak right now is actually the Floridian to Miami at 6 hours late into Winter Haven. So, I think Ryan guessed the Floridian. Southbound Floridian? Yeah, that's southbound Floridian. Okay. Oh, no, I'm going the wrong way. I am not paying a great amount of attention right now, if you can't tell. Did Amtrak release the latest Acela recently? Yeah, the new Acelas ran for the first time last week? He's gone. Was it real? Did he exist? We shall never know. That is true. Okay, after I get done with the switching, I'm going to modify my overlay to be better because the position is my model's position is kind of annoying me.
What did you do to the locomotives outside Whittier?
What did I do?
Someone.
Oh, that's Ella.
They're all Penn Central.
Oh, like the coaches?
Yeah.
The coaches have always been Penn Central.
No. I don't know, like.
That's just what they are. That's just how they roll.
You know, I'm looking at the end of the the executive, the
observation, yeah.
observation, and I'm just saying you need to be able to put custom JPEGs
On the round roll, yeah, you do. It would be so awesome. Okay. Luckily, we are almost done switching, so. I don't even know, like, what we've done so far and what we haven't. Okay. Smith Manufacturing is up there. Okay, and then... Oh, Berkshire Maniac spooked me with that TF2 pan. Oh yeah, Amtrak Acela in service before GTA 6. True. Here, I forget there's a really awkward grade right here. Okay, there we go. Whoosh. Don't go into there. And don't crash and die, like I did the last time. Ugh. Hey. What siding does that need to go into? Okay, that needs to go into the first side. There's like 10 sets just sitting in Philly. So I've heard, yeah.
It's not even a real true high-speed rail.
I mean, 100 and what's the max speed? Like 150? I've always found it a little funny that the 44-tonner diesel switch sound is like a lawnmower. Yeah, it is kind of like a lawnmower. At least in Railroader. It's kind of like that in real life. Actually, no, because this sounds like an EMD.
But I think that might just be the belt in the engine.
Yeah. But like I've seen photos of like videos of actual 44 tonners running, and they don't sound exactly quite like this. I live in the Pacific Northwest. Ah, I see. I live in the South. Oh, let's see. I really want a 70-tonner in this game so bad. It would be so awesome. It would be so cool. Let's see. I just heard a really weird sound come from my roommate's room. How are you feeling right now? You know what? For most of the day, I kind of had a headache. But now, I took some Advil finally, and now I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling good. Hello. Okay, so... Go out here. I need to run around that. The little East Whittier interchange car. My favorite diesel may sound has to be the BR Class 37 because they're called tractors, and holy shit, they sound like tractors. And redneck farm boy me loves that. Nice, nice. My favorite diesels are just they're just SD45s. I love the sound of a good 675. It's just peak aesthetics too.
Englander in me says the Class 20.
That's like one of the little like diesel switchers, right?
No. This is a mainline diesel.
Is this a Deltic? I'm not too familiar. No. Hold on, let me... I have Google, I can look this up.
Hold on, no, it's a... Although those smaller ones, it's like impressive, like how long it is. It's a diesel electric.
Oh, these things.
English Electric, called Shoppers, featured in GoldenEye.
Nice.
They're the ones that have like the freaking Moai heads.
Yeah, that's neat actually.
Okay, because I actually got to see the one they used instead, because it's a they put it on a heritage railway. It was all shot on a heritage railway in, I believe, Wales. But unfortunately, they didn't keep it the way it was in the movie.
Okay. Almost done up here at Alarka. Blanca.
Also ran 8 trains for Kosovo.
Huh. Kosovo train.
I'm convinced. I know it'd make no sense to have in this game, but for like April Fools, just add the Carolina Express, like just an armored train.
I mean, someone could just mod that in. There's nothing stopping anyone from just modding
My ass
anything
is
in.
terrible at Blender.
That's true. There is a mod for this game which is an entire. It just converts everything to Japanese narrow gauge.
Why?
I don't know. But it exists. It's something that's real. What we really need in this game is like a tiny little rail bus. That would be perfect.
Yeah, just add the fat controller.
Yeah. Although the mod does add yeah, it's like a yeah, Little Wars, it's like a total conversion mod where it just converts
what?
everything to Japanese narrow gauge, engines, cars, buildings. Hi Ryan, welcome back.
I love the class.
No.
I also love the class 8.
The what?
He's talking British trains.
British Rail Class 8.
Oh, it's the fucking what is that? I know that. It's the one with the cool
The one
rods,
that's
isn't
built
it?
like a literal fridge, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Sean Singh. I like what you. I'm
I
picking
love
up
it.
what you're
Ryan, I thought
putting
you
down.
were allergic to Britain.
Okay, listen. I'm only allergic to Britain when it's like, you know how some people can occasionally have ice cream?
Yeah.
It's like that. Like I can't do these people who are like, "Ah, yes, I'm going to model the Crosby fish train between the eras of 1934 and 1936 with the LNER poop and shitter at the front."
I will admit, as much as I love English Railways, I will admit, folks like the GWR, they had no variety whatsoever.
Yeah, it's like,
It was like, it's really like, all right, make it a bit longer. That's one. Make it a bit taller. There we go. It's not a lot of that. Part of me likes it is because the island is essentially one big heritage railway.
yes, that is
It's like,
true.
quite literally, at the station. So, I'm with my parent. I stayed with my grandparents for a while over there. They literally have diesels built in like immediate post-war Britain that are just still owned and operated on like. Yeah, you'll just be waiting at the platform, and this like 80-year-old piece of shit will just come flowing on by, and then you'll just have like the new like a Class 45 just rip through.
Virtual Maniac says GWR is like copy paste. I see. I know nothing
It
about
is.
British Railways, so
Honestly,
well, I know very little, I
I
should
can see
say.
as you getting into them, especially some of the more the branch lines.
See, I would be more interested in like untangling the absolute frickin' web that
Where the
was
heck
just
am I?
free. Oh, where the
Like-
heck am I? Leaves. I feel
Like,
like
honestly,
I feel like I'd be more
I feel
interested.
like honestly, a rabbit hole in and of itself is British Rail. Is not British Rail. London Underground.
See, okay, I feel like if I were to somehow get into British stuff, I would be interested in two things. First, untangling the absolute weird whack mess that was regrouping British railway companies, and probably like all of the suburban lines around London, like Network Southeast stuff.
Oh yeah, like honestly, like I still like kept every ticket I had.
Oh, I just do that normally.
I know, and like no, I hate that what GWR, because they were first Great Western and now they're just Great Western. They had this like awesome like Stardust like livery, because now it's like green because they want to try and pretend that they're the original GWR, except they're not the original GWR.
The original GWR died in 1948 with every other privately owned
Yeah, and then they
major
brought in,
railroad.
It's like this is a disgrace to the GWR. You guys are incompetent. But it's like that.
Isn't there a train operating company that's also kind of masquerading as the Southern, like the British Southern?
Well, the Southern in Britain predates Southern Railway in the US by like a good 40 years.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that because the Southern Railway in the U.S.
Yeah,
was
and it is,
1894.
and a lot of the train companies operating in Britain today share names with the ones from back then, but they have nothing in common.
Other than what, like geographic region?
Geographics, and maybe they'll buy or sponsor one of the old ones to say, hey, we're them. They're not. You're not.
Well, it's like the modern Wheeling and Lake Erie, which, you know, the Wheeling and Lake Erie was a nickel plate subsidiary that got merged into the Norfolk and Western, and then Norfolk and Western became Norfolk Southern. Then in the 80s, they sold it to like a regional who just took the Wheeling and Lake Erie name and just painted all their stuff up in Rio Grande. Well, they're not technically the original Wheeling and Lake Erie, but they kinda are, but not really. They share a name and like a geographic region, and that's pretty much it. So I'm literally named after a Great Western engine. This is insulting. Oh yeah, James, you are.
No, but it's like you go back in that series and you'll realize, like, half that shit, like Thomas was not a good engine design.
Oh no. The only reason why the E2s have any fame whatsoever is because of Thomas.
But what's crazy is the E1s, the ones that they were built to replace, the E2s were built to replace, those survived.
They're good, apparently?
They were good, they were just old. And somehow those things outlived the E2s. Because they
It's
were
like
just so
that's like the SD50, where, you know, EMD for a bajillion years made just banger. Well, SD45s were kind of meh, but they made really good engines, and then they got to the SD50 and they like shat the bed. And a lot of the SD50s got yoinked within 20 years, but there's still a bunch of at the SD60, which is like the improved version, that's still
Well, I
around.
mean, we're talking a locomotive that you could not even. It couldn't even do what it was built for, and it couldn't even do like anything like else. Like it was, because it was like too big to get around to be like a shunting engine. It was so fucking unwieldy and massive it couldn't turn.
No, E2s were trash. The only reason why they lasted so long is the Southern was more focused on electrification than updating their steam roster.
And that again, it's also like it's a shunting engine. You know, it's like a tank engine. You really sort of just supposed to do that. But also, it couldn't even like it wasn't even good as that because it could barely hold anything.
Like it couldn't keep a fire well or something?
No, it could barely store coal. Like it burned through coal like a motherfucker. It could barely
Oh
hold
boy.
any, no water. It could barely hold any water. So essentially you had to stop pretty much like constantly just refill.
That must suck. Okay.
See you liking the corpse train.
Corpse train?
So I believe it was 1880. London did not have enough room in the city to bury people, so they built a railway line out of the city into like the countryside, and they built a cemetery there. And they would just like have a train just full of bodies. They would just run.
That's a very late Victorian era solution to.
The thing is, they didn't. It wasn't treated like cargo. It was treated like a regular passenger service. Like you had to like buy a ticket for your dead loved one.
It's really weird. Isn't that just the UP coal turbine? Oh yeah, those things.
Like, cause as much as I love all this, like like the weird shit built in America, England like was literally like in the 1840s just doing whatever the fuck they wanted.
Yeah, I mean,
just
it's
like, all right, shit, we need more money. All right, let's sell off 2 of our engines and sell them to the Royal Navy to use as propulsion for ships, and then said ships get lost in the Arctic for 100 years.
with the Franklin expedition. Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking
they bought
about?
them off the
Really?
They bought the boilers.
That is so
Like
funny.
London and something railway, and they weren't even really good engines. They couldn't even like they they had like next to nothing for horsepower.
Uh, uh, hold up. This Bryce? Oh no, wait. Bryce and Coaling Tower, Up Springs. Okay. I gotta switch up this one car and then onto my train, and then we're good. I derailed a car because I was paying attention to something else. Look up the GER Class A55 if you want a funky story. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Where'd my mouse go? There it is. Release. Okay. Almost done switching here to Larka. Almost. Just gotta, get that one car for Carolina Fuel Company, and then we will be charming.
Hey, I gotta go, man.
Alright,
See ya.
that's fine. See ya. I'm
Hey.
hello. Huh?
No, I'm about to leave.
Oh. Hmm? And now I'm alone again. The thing was purely built to show steam could outperform electric engines on commuter runs, and that's about it. Out of pocket question is putting an e-bell on a steam locomotive illegal? No, it's really funny and really cursed. I'm possibly the only human being alive who likes this, but does anyone know about the Milwaukee e-bells that they put on the SDL-39s? Among other locomotives, but, you know, I have a model, I have the Scale Trains SDL-39, and it has this e-bell. It's, kind of a terrible bell, but I really like it because it's so bizarre. Like, the worst e-bell, and I really like that for whatever reason. So, whenever I was at my Model Rared Club and I would just break out the SDL-39 for, like, yard switching during an open house or something, I would just keep the e-bell on constantly. The ones that ran off of cassette, yeah, those things. I'm thinking that like the Washington, Ohio equips like everything with that because it's really funny. Ugh. Okay, yeah, we'll get this train going, and then what I'm going to do is I need to modify, because here's the thing, right? The reason why I keep looking over here all the time, is Ryan alive or is he gone? I think he's going driving home, but, because, like, the way I have the capture for the model set up, like, part of it's off screen. So, like, the way I have things positioned is kind of weird. So I think I'm gonna adjust it. Okay, let's not murder this. Okay, there we go. Okay. Operations manual road. Okay, let's see. Where is Larka? And then from Larka, Blood, he can go down. He can go down over here. Let's see. Up. Hello? Railroader? Hello? Up. I think the game crashed. Oops. The game froze. Yeah, I think... Hold up. Railroader crashed! Oh boy. Suboptimal. Suboptimal indeed. Actually, this is a perfect break in the schedule to allow slight modification of things. So, like, there we go. And then that allows me to shift myself over here. I can put that roughly in the center. Pull up. Wait, no. What? Why am I going down? Okay. Here we go. I can shift myself over some more. Okay, good. I don't know why. Pull up. I need to. The tracking's gonna break for a second. Give me a second. Pull up. Okay. It's like desperately trying to track my face. Okay. Hold up. Yeah, there's I'm not breaking, ladies and gentlemen. This is expected behavior. Hold up. Okay, what if I just stand still for a second? Hold up. Let me shift myself over a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Let's switch. Okay, let me load up Railroader again. Auto save. Yes. Okay, there we go. See, that's better. I can probably shift over. I probably shift that over slightly more. Okay. Did we not couple up to... Oh, I guess we didn't. Okay, well... let me... Okay. Okay, that's better. X... No. Ugh. Do. Man, I really do like the SimCity 4 sound, or SimCity 4. Yeah, it's the SimCity 4. SimCity 4 soundtrack. SimCity 5 was a game. SimCity 5 is a terrible game. But it is a game that I played a lot. As like a 10-year-old, SimCity 5 was the greatest thing ever. Part of me almost wants to go back and play it again just because, you know, just to see. I know it won't hold up, you know, but I just want to see. I just want to see what it's like again. I'd probably have to install, you know, 10-year out-of-date mods where, you know, you can actually build beyond the existing map. Because the maps in SimCity 5 are minuscule. The only good thing about that game, there's two good things about that game. Really three. First is visually it's really good. Really distinctive. Two, the multiplayer aspect of it, because you could have like multiple cities run by multiple people in a region, was really, really cool. Because like multiplayer city building is not really like a thing that I can't think of any other game outside of SimCity 5 that does that. And the Great Works projects, where in your region you had like a plot where you could build, you know, something big and something special. I never by myself. I never got one of those. Maybe when I have more time, I'll do like a SimCity 5 thing if I ever decide to go back to that game, because I revisited Railroads, Sid Meier's Railroads. But if I ever go back to like SimCity 5, maybe I can build like finally fulfill my dream of like building the Space Center great project and whatnot. So SimCity 4 is probably the best SimCity known to man out of any of the games, but that's one I unfortunately did not play much of it. So okay, equipment, operations, train crew, road. Let's go ahead. And flip that, and flip that. Do 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 do. Let's get over here. Close that out. Okay, the game hasn't crashed. Save. Oh yes, I didn't read about your the Goober machine. Too close to switch. Going back to the A55, it was an 010 well tank engine with 16 4-foot 6-inch drivers. I need to see this. Pull up. A55. What the hell? I've seen this before. That is so bizarre. What the heck? That's a... I mean, it is a decapod. Of course, we get the Thomas. I should just send this to Pat. Hold up. E4 tank. Hold up. Is this you? Okay. I've immediately responded, oh hell no. That's almost... Hold up. That's almost too funny. Hold up. I don't know why it thinks my eyes are closed. That's really bizarre. It was built to show Parliament that steam engines could accelerate as fast as electric engines and block the passage of the bill that would allow the building of a rival electric railway, and was rebuilt as an 080. That is an incredibly British thing to do. That is incredibly British. Hold up. Okay. Now what do I need to do? Stopped at waypoint. Pull up. Select. You're just in the shops waiting on parts. You are in the middle of this. I don't want to touch that. Pat was off doing something funny. Did anyone do West Bryson? Gosh, all of our locomotives are just everywhere. Yes, it was used for the bases as Hurricane and Journey Beyond. You know what? I didn't even make the connection. Oh, that's a Robinson Gap train. What motive power do we have? 101. Where's... Let's see. 201 is up there. I might need to bring... I might need to bring the RS1 over to do... Yeah, I might need to bring the RS1 over to do, to help with the, mine train, because... Like, what other motive power do we have over there? Like, we have... I mean, I guess technically we have... Technically we have the, number 90, but... That's not, That's at low... use your words, Shortline. That is at low repair. I guess is what you could say. Okay. I just gotta make sure my switches are in order. Journey Beyond shit fuck. Okay, okay, let's road. Okay, there we go. Most people only know it as Hurricane, not for the wild political escapades it was built for. That's really funny. Okay. So we got that going. I really don't want to touch, what's it called? That did, like, the Nanahala stuff, right? Yeah, he did, I believe. What can I brew around with in the meantime? Oh yeah, you. Okay. What are you doing up here? 207 would be incredibly useful for the frickin', for the Robinson Gap coal. But alas. Okay. Let's go ahead and finish out the log train. And then once everything else is in its place, I guess we can run the pasture train while we're at it. So, well, we can run that under an AI. So, okay. You know, actually, I'm curious. How much is That's the Casey Jones engine. I've never liked the IC460s. I know that might be I know that might be like sacrilegious, I guess, to some people. But I don't know, man. I've just never liked the look of it. The cab looks like a house to me. It's just NFA consolidation. I have just so much stuff. A coupled Pacific, Connie, Mastodon, Mikado tank. Yeah, one of the logging tanks. We could, in theory, buy one of these. We'll buy it as a gift for Pat. That would be really funny. Oh well. For sure these were just standard 460s from a catalog because the LNN had some extremely similar 10-wheelers. I see. Okay. It's 9 o'clock already? Okay. I don't know how long this stream is gonna go for, considering no one else really code, but I don't know. Whenever I get bored, I'll leave. Open the throttle up. Like, what do I have to do tomorrow? Besides a bunch of miscellaneous work. Like, I don't have to stream tomorrow. I mean, I guess I could, but I didn't, like, schedule it. Well, I guess it could be, like, an SSI stream, but... I don't know. I'm getting tired. I want to sleep. I don't know, maybe at one point I'll bring up my my W&O map and just yap about that, because I don't know. I guess I could read, like, after the stream, if I'm still up to it, I could read. I'm all caught up on sets, so I can't read more of that, but I guess... I mean, I started rereading Twilight of the Great Trains by Fred Fraley, which is an excellent book, because... Okay, so there's this picture that I've always seen of maybe I can bring it up. Actually, yeah, let me bring it up real quick. There's this picture that I've always seen of a one-car B&O passenger train passing by Point of Rocks in like the late 60s, early 70s. Here it is. What is sleep? The night is still young. I say being, well, sleep deprived for the past 6 years. I don't like being sleep deprived. I like being awake deprived. But there's this picture of, this is Point of Rocks, Maryland. This was my rail fanning spot when I lived in Virginia for a bajillion years. Just hop across the Potomac and just watch CSX and MARC and Amtrak just parade through here. In the mornings and the evenings. In the middle of the day, nothing came through on the B&O. But I've always seen this picture. I'm like, okay, this is a cool picture, you know, because I'm intimately familiar with this building. I've stood exactly in the exact spot where this picture was taken dozens, maybe even probably hundreds of times, considering this was my regular rail fanning spot for like a dozen years, or yeah, probably a dozen years. Maybe from like 2009 to 2024. So yeah, like 15 years. I love that image, yes. But I became curious because, like, this is a passenger train, obviously. This is a single E8 in a single 56-seat coach. So I became curious. I'm like, what the heck is this train? So I did a bit of research. And, here, I'll talk through this while I play more Railroader, just so we can get some progress done. Like, what is this one-car train? Because I know the B&O, they ran commuter trains, right? And of course, these commuter trains continue today under MARC, which, part of the reason why I love Point of Rocks is because even if you didn't catch any CSX, MARC was a surefire bet if you went during the weekdays. Which after school, I would often beg my dad, hey, can we go rail fanning? And then you're guaranteed minimum to see a couple of MARC trains if you go in the morning and if you go in the evening. But I always went in the evening, so I always saw the outbound rush. Always like an MP36 and like a bike car and a bunch of MARC bi-levels. But like, okay, I know that this is clearly a picture from like the late 60s or early 70s. What is this one-car train? Is it the commuter trains? Because is it the commuter trains? It's not the Capital Limited, or the Metropolitan, or the Shenandoah, or the National Limited, because those were full-service trains. Like, did the B&O have, like, an additional local I didn't know about? Because first I thought, okay, maybe it's the commuter trains. But then I realized, oh wait, the B&O ran all their commuter trains with RDCs, so it can't be the commuter trains. So I did a bit of digging, partially through the book, Pile of Great Trains by Fred Fraley, which has a chapter on the B&O. If you know what the book is about, it's basically about the last really decade of passenger service in the United States, looking at several railroads and how they either chose to try and keep passenger service going or how they tried to get rid of it and stuff like that. And covers roads like Southern Pacific and the Santa Fe, and there's a chapter on the B&O and the C&O. Penn Central, there's a chapter on KCS, which is Kansas City Southern is not a railroad you think of when it comes to passenger service, but apparently passenger service on KCS actually did pretty well even into the late 60s. So I did a bit of reading. So the 1970 schedule was, through Point of Rocks, would be Capital Limited to Chicago, the Metropolitan, which was a St. Louis train, and then there was the Shenandoah, which used to go to Chicago, but dead-ended at this point in Akron, Ohio, of all places. And there was a single commuter run to Martinsburg in the morning to DC and out back to Martinsburg in the afternoon. Which, interestingly enough, was actually a remnant of the original B&O National Limited. Interestingly enough. It slowly got cut back over time until it basically just became a commuter train, which is really funny. And then there were two commuter trains that went into DC in the morning and came back out in the evening that originated at Brunswick. So I'm like, okay, that service pattern makes sense. Because on the MARC Brunswick line, that's basically the service pattern. You have 6 trains which originate and terminate at Brunswick, and then you have 3 additional trains which go on to go on to Martinsburg. But then I saw train number 34 and 35. Which I'm like, okay, what's the deal with those? Apparently that was a remnant. I believe that was also a remnant of the National Limited, I think. Or maybe some other train. I don't remember off the top of my head. But it was just a Washington to Cumberland run. And the schedule for it was also basically a glorified commuter train. It was a once daily round trip where in the morning it would go to Washington and in the evening it would go to Cumberland. And the schedule was set up because, you know, all the commuter trains stopped at places like Germantown and Gaithersburg and Boyd's and Point of Rocks and Brunswick. Well, all trains stopped at Brunswick, but you know, places like that. But this commuter train, if you want to Cumberland, didn't stop at any of those places. It stopped at Rockville, which all the trains stopped at Rockville, and all the trains stopped at Brunswick and Harper's Ferry too. So they stopped at those places, but they didn't stop at like any of the intermediate stops that the other commuter trains stopped at. So I'm like, and I started reading, and it's like, oh yeah, it would often just run like in the photo with a single E8 and a single coach, and I'm like, RDC, yes. There's actually a Baltimore and Ohio RDC on display at Gaithersburg next to I believe, Buffalo Creek and Gully number 15 or 14, I think. Yeah, Buffalo Creek and Gully number 14. It's like sitting right next to it. I'm like, okay. When I was a kid growing up in the DMV, the B&O was my favorite railroad. It was my favorite railroad from the time I moved there to when I was like 4 to like maybe about like 2017 when I had a brief flirtation with the Chesapeake and Ohio, and then I started becoming really obsessed with the Southern Pacific and the Cotton Belt and Penn Central and stuff like that. So I've always had a soft spot for the B&O in my heart. Like when I was a kid and collected O scale, that's all I would collect. I just B&O, mostly just B&O. And like, okay, I don't have anything B&O and HO scale, right? I still have all my O scale stuff, but I don't have anything B&O and HO scale. I'm like, I should get something Baltimore and Ohio and HO scale. So on my debut stream, I ended up, I was searching eBay before, and I found a Baltimore and Ohio E8 that was up for grabs. It was in the later blue and gray scheme. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can buy that, and then I can buy a single coach, like a single B&O coach or C&O coach, because by this point, when these Cumberland trains ran, B&O was owned by the C&O, and they'd share equipment on passenger trains and whatnot. I'm like, okay, maybe I can get a single B&O E8 and a single C&O coach, and I can model this glorified Cumberland, Maryland commuter train. And then I'll finally have, like, I can say I have a complete and accurate passenger train in my possession. Because I have a photo somewhere. Hold up. I have a photo, let's actually check this real quick. Of, I have a photo somewhere of basically one of these Cumberland trains. Hold up. Looking on Discord. I have an image of one of these Cumberland trains that is literally just, I think it's a different number, but basically the same E8. Yeah, okay, hold up, let me get this up. There we go. So yeah, this is basically the scheme of the E8 that I'm buying, and there's a photo of it with a single Chesapeake and Ohio coach, and I'm like, you know, it would be really funny if I just modeled this train like this, because why not, basically? It's accurate. I can get a full and accurate passenger train. Even if it's the shortest passenger train ever, it's really funny. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. So now I just need to buy, like, a Walthers coach, a Walthers C&O 65-seat coach, and then I'm good. Okay. These log cars away. And then what we'll do is we'll honestly, big passenger engines and one coach on a passenger train is a vibe. Need to jet one of my fictionals. I really need to think about W&O passenger trains because, like, I know that the W&O is going to have a pretty substantial commuter network around the Washington area. Like, they have commuter lines out to Winchester, to Harper's Ferry, to Warrington, probably Gainesville as well. But, like, outside of that, like, what passenger trains do they run? I would assume they probably run a lot to Columbus and to, like, Cincinnati. It's like Cincinnati to Washington D.C. to Cincinnati was the C&O's big commuter passenger train corridor. Not beyond to Chicago, because the C&O line between Cincinnati and Chicago was originally like 6 separate narrow gauge railroads that got pieced together into a torturous route that pretty much only saw freight and maybe like local passenger service at one point in time. I'm thinking for the W&O that they probably do Washington to Columbus and Washington to Cincinnati as their sort of big thing. So I just need to figure out, like, okay, like, what trains are they going to run? You know, what secondary trains are they going to run? They also probably have, like, a network of like, smaller regional trains that go south from Washington, D.C. to, like, Danville and whatnot. And also probably a lot of joint things with the Southern, because, you know, historically that line ended up as a part of the Southern, but in my universe it ends up part as the W&O. Between Washington and Danville, so Virginia specifically, Danville, Virginia. If you're not aware, yeah, I'm thinking the W&O probably is a pretty passenger-heavy railroad in many cases, but okay. Well, you have arrived, my dear friend. Select. Follow. Extinguish. Where is the RS1? Here's the RS1. Although now that I think of it, my timeline passenger numbers didn't start waning until late 80s, early 90s. That means there's still big name passenger trains all over the country. Amtrak also never formed, sadly, though. See, in my timeline, like, because I still want to have stuff like Penn Central and, you know, like, Amtrak is still a thing, but in my timeline, Amtrak, instead of being basically a for-profit company owned by the government, it is a part of the Department of Transportation. It's managed and, more importantly, funded in a way that's much more similar to like the Interstate Highway Network or various airports and whatnot, where it's much more. They have a lot more direct government backing and a lot more, I guess, sustainability in terms of funding and whatnot, and also not a requirement to make money, which is only the Amtrak requirement to make money is not only stupid, it's not it is only listened to depending on who happens to be in the political halls in Washington, which is really dumb. But so Amtrak is still a thing, it's much bigger. There's also like rapid transit and stuff is a lot more, it's a lot bigger too. Like what I'm thinking for the Washington, D.C. area is that Metro still gets built, but what happens in D.C. is Metro still gets built, but it's not as big as the Metro that we have that actually exists. And that's entirely because basically Washington, D.C. pulls a Philly, where a lot of their existing infrastructure, a lot of the infrastructure that existed in terms of trolley lines and, you know, lines out into the suburbs still exists past when that died historically. So like you still have a pretty extensive trolley network. You still have stuff like the Great Falls and Old Dominion and the Arlington and Fairfax and stuff like that. And then you do have Metro in places, but it's a lot smaller. And then, of course, you have a much more extensive commuter and general commuter train network because of partially the W&O, partially because, you know, I would say maybe the B&O and the PRR keep more of their commuter trains. So, okay. Okay, there we go. Well, it's a good idea. In my big time, a bunch of railroads like the AL, ECR, GN are all bribed and lobbied against the interstates. Somehow that worked. Okay, here's the thing, right? I guess another aspect of my timeline is generally like the oil crisis in the 70s is much worse than there is, so there is a lot more of an incentive for, I guess, what you could say alternate methods of transportation. So that's another reasoning behind it too. I don't know what I want to do with Atlanta, because part of me still wants to have MARTA, but part of me also, because the federal funding that went to MARTA was originally offered to Seattle, but Seattle had a vote and turned it down. But I've always thought if Seattle ended up getting the federal funding to build their own metro system, they would be far more willing to actually expand it than, you know, MARTA has been, you know, in real life. So yeah, maybe around Atlanta the transit is different and there isn't a MARTA, but you counterbalance that by having Seattle actually be like a really good system. And Seattle's system now is fine, it's just being built as a light rail, which is like, eh. Okay. While that's on his way, you need coal. Oh, yes. Yes, you do. But it's also interesting because part of the lead up to Amtrak was the railroads originally wanted. The railroads actually did not want Amtrak. At least most of them. The only one that really wanted Amtrak was actually Penn Central. The railroads either just wanted to get rid of passenger service altogether and not have it, or if that wasn't an option, which it appeared likely that, some passenger trains would still be kept, the railroads actually wanted the government to basically just directly subsidize the operation of their existing passenger trains. Um, so that's sort of an interesting thing. Like, what if instead of going down the path of creating a separate company to deal with the passenger trains, the U.S. government basically just throws money at the railroads to continue to operate their individual passenger services. The reason why that didn't happen was in the aftermath of Penn Central, there was a lot of criticism surrounding, I guess, what you could call corporate welfare. Like, part of the reason why Penn Central went bankrupt when it did is that there was a $100 million federal loan that was offered up to Penn Central, but a lot of congressional people, congressmen, shot it down. So they're like, why are we giving money to this big corporation? So part of the reason why Amtrak ended up being basically a government-owned company instead of just subsidizing passenger trains was because of that. But, like, it'd be sort of interesting, okay, what if you did have a scenario where, as I said, they just throw money at the railroads to continue to operating the passenger trains? Because, I mean, that did happen in some cases. I mean, like, most of the commuter lines, most of the freight railroads still operated their own commuter services, albeit with state funding, up until the 80s. Like, Conrail, people forget this, but Conrail from 76 to 83 was the single largest commuter railroad in the U.S. because they operated everything around New York and everything around Philly and, stuff out in Youngstown, Ohio, or not Youngstown, Indiana, I think. No, Youngstown, Ohio, and they had one to Valparaiso, Indiana, as well. But the problem is even though the Conrail was still getting basically subsidies from the state governments to fund all these trains, they were still losing money on them, like a lot of money, and that's when there was this big push to finally get Conrail profitable in the early 80s. They basically said, hey, can we, like, not operate these commuter trains? So they passed the Northeast Rail Services Act, which basically said Conrail no longer has any obligation to operate commuter trains. Various state and local authorities, if you want to keep these trains, you have to form your own agencies, which is how we got things like New Jersey Transit and Metro North and SEPTA, which I really don't want to think about what's happening to SEPTA right now, but and Mark was a part of that too, and there were some trains that went away. As I said, I think the Youngstown, Ohio commuter trains and the ones out to Valparaiso, Indiana, out of Chicago, those were unfortunately elfined, but yeah, but like the time I'm setting the W&O is in 1980, where that's shortly after, 2 years after their merger with the Milwaukee Road to form the Washington, Ohio, and Pacific. So they still, the way it works with the W&O commuter trains is the W&O still operates them and all that, but they get a lot of funding from WMATA, and like in 83, all those trains are finally transferred over to WMATA, along with the commuter trains that were still being operated by Conrail and chassis system and whatnot. So all of the trains around Washington, the commuter trains and the regional trains, instead of having Mark and VRE, you just have one big system, which I still can't come up with a name yet with, but someone's cooking something downstairs. I smell food. I smell food. I did actually, at the dining hall today, so on campus we have 2 dining halls. We just have 2 dining halls. And one of them is really good, but it's smaller. And the other one is bigger, but it's not so good. It's less good, I should say. But the one that's better is only open for breakfast and lunch, so I went to the better, smaller one for lunch. I had Caribbean chicken with, like, broccoli salad and mac and cheese, which is really good. That was really good. And then for dinner, I had pulled pork with rice Hush Puppies and Green Beans. And that was really good too, so. And now I'm hungry again. Me and my friends were talking about this at Anime Club yesterday, where, like, before I go to club, I ate, obviously, because, you know, it starts in the evening, and I have dinner, and then I go to club. And it's like, well, why does the one rule of anime is it never ceases to not make you hungry. It always makes you hungry, is like what I should say, because I don't know, they draw that food so well. Uh, Look at this. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to back down. Actually, while we're at it, Whittier, Ella, Bryson, Hemingway, Alarko, Almond, Natahala, Nanahala, whatever. Copy to 5 others. We'll load this all up. We'll take the train for a spin on the Y in order to turn it around, and then we'll dispatch it, and then... what else do I need to do? I really don't want to touch West Bryson. I really don't. You want to hear something cursed and slightly stupid about my AU? Sure. It's kind of funny, because with the current version of the Washington, Ohio, this is the version 4, I guess you could say. That's what I'm calling it, at least. I've taken a much more... I don't want to say grounded, because there's still aspects of it that are kind of almost pie in the sky, although you kind of have to have that in any alternate history, because, you know, at least in my opinion, for it to be interesting. Strict realism can be kind of boring at times, but, well, what we think of as realism, of course, reality can be incredibly strange, but, you know, fiction concerning alternate realities needs to follow logic. Actual reality doesn't, so, but, like, I noticed over time that instead of making a bunch of fictional rail lines, I just like to think about, okay, what if you actually changed around this actual rail line? So, much more in this version than anything else, so much of the WNO, the newest version of the WNO, is either actual rail lines that were built and either were abandoned or are still around, just with ownership changes. Proposed rail lines. Rail lines that were never built, but, you know, maybe could have. There's not a lot in the newest version of the WNO that I would say is strictly out of my brain. There are some things, some lines here or there, but most of it's just like, as I said, either actual stuff or stuff that was proposed and just never built. And I kind of like that. I feel like it makes things a bit more... I actually really like the way I've done that. It's kind of cool. Also allows me to play around with like mergers and stuff like that, which is always really fun, in my opinion. So. All right, I'm gonna back down onto this train. JNPT 202 holding its stop signal. Hello? Oh, okay, there we go. Hello. I'm just making sure that gets to the right position, right location. Okay, this guy's full up on coal and water. I love that they have the E1s in this game. It's just so neat. When Appalachian Lines got their pooches for intercity services, they were absolutely fucked. I mean, the pooches were... I mean, those were fine. Those were okay engines. Recalled fire in the first year of service due to faulty generators. They need rebuilding. AL was not wanting to send them back to GE, so they like home rebuilt them. I'm imagining like Crandall cabs, like CNW chicanery. Okay. I don't want to back down onto... I don't want to back down onto this train and then die. Okay. So before we do anything, we actually need to turn around our train on the Y over here. 15, 18... Yeah, we don't need any new passenger stuff for a while. That's all pretty full, so, or that's not even halfway full, but decided to person outside for the railroad industry and decided since they had little to lose from them being already been unusable, they decided to turn them into an experiment. Ooh. So, like jet engines in them, like the Black Beetle. Pratt and Whitney pooch. Truly the most coke-addled engineers at the beautiful corporation known as Convair would or Lockheed would approve. Get the skunk works on it. Because okay, so I have ideas for what, like, cause my other interest is spaceflight, obviously. So I have ideas what spaceflight's like in this timeline with like an alternate space shuttle that's based more around the Saturn V. But like, I love Lockheed. I'm a Lockheed fanboy, so I need to like figure out what based things Lockheed are up to, because they're not involved with the shuttle, with the alternate space shuttle. But so I just need to find something else for them to do. I don't know. I knew the P-30CHs weren't that bad, but I need a class to turn into. That's fine, that's fine. None got preserved, which is kind of a shame, but... let's see. I do know that, throughout the late 1960s... Hello, Gam, welcome in. I do know that throughout the late 1960s, NASA did contract out Lockheed for a couple of studies regarding like a refueling vehicle that'd be launched on like a Saturn V. So maybe there's an opening through there for my for Lockheed in the W&O verse. I really need to stop by the museum, and there's an Air and Space Museum in Warner Robins, and they have a bunch of cool stuff, including a L-1049, a Super Connie, which is my favorite commercial aircraft ever. I love the Super Connie. And then they also have an SR-71, and then they also have, which is of course another Lockheed product, you know, Kelly Johnson's masterpiece right there. And then they also have a Lockheed Electra, which was a very, very early Lockheed airliner from the 30s. It was the Amelia Earhart flew a Lockheed Electra. So I'm curious about that one for the simple reason that, like, this was like early 30s passenger liner. So in order to when you walk down the aisle, you literally had to step over the cross brace of the wing that just went through the fuselage. So I kind of want to do that. I don't know. If this hurricane supposedly comes in and hits me, then, you know, maybe on my way back, because, spoiler alerts, every time there's a hurricane, and this happened with Helene last year, every time there's a hurricane, power goes out for like a week, and, well, you can't have classes without any power, so they just cancel school for like a whole week, and in that case I typically just go on home until, you know, I have school again. So I make the drive and I go through Macon, and I was like, dang, I should really stop at the Air and Space Museum they have there, because especially I think it's actually free too, which is just insane. So I need to like stop there so I can check out all the base Lockheed equipment that exists in said location. Hold up. Okay. Where is 202? There's 202. JNPT number 202. Okay. Oh, I did not mean to open the door. They approach International Harvester. That's International Harvester and commissioned to develop a diesel hydraulic rebuild program. No drugs were involved in the decision. That's bullshit. This is the Cold War era. Drugs are involved in every single engineering decision that is made. Hopefully the hurricane is intense. Hopefully not. I don't even know if it's gonna hit me. Helene did a lot more damage than we thought last year, mostly because, if you remember correctly, if you remember that hurricane, it actually ended up going... It changed course, like, right as it hit land, and we ended up getting hit harder than we thought we would. My house was fine, though, albeit there were some places that didn't do so well. Giving IH a workshop in Memphis to undertake this mission. Ah, okay, okay. I like how I'm already doing the thing where, like, over here I'm reading chat, and then I face back towards the camera, towards you all. Yeah, it was brutal. It was, yeah. I mean, a lot of parts of North Carolina and whatnot are still recovering and whatnot, so... Because, you know, they really weren't prepared for a hurricane. Plus, like, here it's flat. I mean, there are hills. Terrain does exist, but it's not, like, anything crazy. It's not anything crazy. It's not anything bonkers. But, like, if you're in North Carolina, that's all river valley, so there's only so much place the water can go. Oh, I've been pinged on Discord. Jack is seeing Weird Al. Sammy is being confused by the German word for science. Two separate chats, but... Okay. Luckily, this is just a bunch of empties. Oh, come on, I really double this hill. Come on, notch 8, don't be late. I can use this reaction now. Come on, go! Oh, I'm still... Go! on this Discord call? I am. I'm just the only one here, so. Come on, 10 miles an hour. Come on, baby. You can do it. It's right there. How big of a grade is this? Is this like a 4%? They only rebuilt 10 engines and they were moderately successful, but it took 7 years to develop the final results in the form of PH1 passenger hydros. Oh boy. Maybe I'll get the W&O at Kraus Buffet, because... Oh, hello Ryan, welcome back.
Okay, I've had my food. I've been sedated. What are we
Been,
talking about?
you've been sedated? I've been reading off, James Dudgar sharing some of his fictional railroad lore. Long story short, rebuilding pooches into passenger, hydraulic diesel locomotives.
Oh, why not? Just why not?
The rest of the class gets conventional rebuilds with new generators, yeah. I was saying I need to figure out W&O passenger trains. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Michael.
You sound tired.
Michael, I don't know what I am. I need to go move my car, but I have a feeling that CPKC is going to be sending through one more freight train tonight.
Are you out rail fanning?
Well, no, but I can be.
Can you do both?
I'd like talk to y'all and not be out rail fanning?
Like move your car and rail fan.
Well, I'm not in my car right now. I'm back in my room.
Okay.
But yeah, well, I have to. I mean, here's the thing. I have to move my car because right now it's a commuter lot, and they don't have any parking at my dorm, so I have to go park in the far away lot. So if I'm moving my car, I might as well, you know,
do a thing.
Yeah, I might, like, I don't know, like take some homework and go out for an hour. I don't know.
It's time for some coffee, maybe Amtrak Ambrew. Gamer, are you on Amtrak right now? Oh, by the way, Ryan, you were correct. The Floridian was 6 hours late coming into Miami, the southbound one.
Jesus Christ. That train has been nothing but a legitimate disaster.
I mean, we always joke about when the Floridian is late, but we just never joke about, like... I mean, we joked about when the Floridian's early, but we never like, oh yeah, it's just on time.
Oh, but more often than not, when we play this game, it's like, there's an 80% shot it's the Floridian.
I wouldn't say 80%, but I'd say, yeah, it's pretty up there.
So the Ethan Allen Express is running 24 minutes late to Burlington. Okay.
Have you seen any CPKC painted locomotives yet?
Well, I haven't been out rail fanning in this part of the country, so I need to get on that. Again, I'm happy because I know they send a freight train through at around like 10:55-ish. Like, I think that's what they try and do. Because that's what I've heard every night. And I understand it's not really a good metric, but like...
No, that is a surprisingly... That can be a surprisingly good metric. Like, that's how I figured out the schedules for my local short line. I would just hear their horns when walking on campus. And I know that they run Tuesday, Thursday, and like Saturday or something. No, Monday... It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday is when they run. But it's always like in the middle of the day when I'm on campus.
I could make a religion out of this.
I have caught them a couple of times though. It's always the maroon, dirt maroon Jeep 40 and maybe like one of the two Jeep 18s that they have.
Amazing.
Yeah, the Jeep 40 is an absolute shitbox and it has a fouled horn, which is really funny.
Oh, that's very funny.
The whole reason why I love this is that I love IH International Harvesters. I had a series of tractors called Hydros with automatic transitions. The loco versions are just scared up with this. We should tell Steven about this. He is a tractor fan. He's a fan of International Harvester tractors.
Indeed. You know what? I don't know. I could scope it out tonight. Like, the thing is that I do know what I need to do in the sense that I could bring my business law 1 textbook and start piecing together that homework, but fuck, don't want to do that.
Listen, in situations like this, I always try and do homework that's like low intensity. Like today when I had a massive headache, I just did homework for my Excel class. And, you know.
Low intensity. Michael, that not be that. Well, that
I
might not
I
be
always
a bad idea.
I always do the harder. I always start the day with slightly hard work, and then in the middle of the day I always do the hardest work, and then after like 2 I start to do the lesser work. So
The lesser work. I like that. If only I had your discipline.
I
But
legit believe the Cardinal will do daily service because of all the Floridian shenanigans.
I mean, I don't even think because of the Floridian shenanigans. Say what you will about the Trump administration, but oddly enough, they've started, like, they've hinted at expanding the long distance network, which is like, huh,
Yeah, because a
interesting.
lot of you have to remember Amtrak. Oh, whenever Amtrak gets into one of these situations where there's like, oh yeah, we need to like privatize it, or there's like a crisis which might result in cancellation. It's always the Republicans from rural areas who have just Amtrak service who end up saving. It's like, wait a second, you want to get rid of federal dollars from my district? We're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
We want our train.
I mean, the fact is, I think there's a more than decent shot that we could see daily Cardinal service just from not only demand alone, but I think just because of like
Politics.
it would go down well. Like, think about it. Upgrading your 3 times a week train to a daily service, that would give you major like political kudo points.
Yes,
I mean,
through West Virginia, Ohio, and Indiana.
I mean, still though, like, it's reminder, the Cardinal's the only train, to my knowledge, that serves Cincinnati and Indianapolis. Those are two. It's only the only long distance train that serves Charlottesville. No, the Crescent does. My apologies.
Crescent
Whoops.
also, yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
bonked my microphone.
but like, the Cardinal does serve some pretty major metropolises that, or I mean, whether or not we like them, that's a different story. But they're on the move.
I've never been to any of those places, but well, I've been to Charlottesville, which Charlottesville's a nice place. That's where University of Virginia is.
Yes. I mean, honestly,
Where
I feel like the
Jack
Cardinal,
almost got murdered.
yeah. I think moving the Cardinal to a daily service, honestly, is not entirely out of the realm of possibility. I think what it'll come down to, though, I think it'll come down to equipment staffing, in the sense that if they're going to put because I think that's what's holding back a lot of expansion. It's the fact is that since the Horizons was out of service, Amtrak's already dire equipment situation is now like foobarred.
Yeah, it's like you have to like I don't even think it's a money issue because the Amtrak budget for this year actually increased the money available to the long distance trains. So the money might already be there. It's just you have the equipment, which is of course Amtrak's forever issue. So I think once they start putting the arrows into service, that hopefully will free up some equipment. Hopefully.
I mean, in theory, it should. I know that they want to. The story goes that I think they want to use the arrows on Northeast Corridor trains.
Yeah.
Which would Oh, continue.
Oh, sorry, Ryan, but sorry to interrupt. But yeah,
Yeah.
The current thing is that basically all routes where they currently run Amfleet 1s, which are all the Northeast Corridor trains, minus the long distance ones. So Northeast Regional, Vermonter, Ethan Allen, the Piedmont, and like trains that are corridor trains that are outside the Northeast Corridor, so all the Midwestern stuff, all the stuff in California that doesn't already have modern equipment. Pacific Northwest, you know, stuff in Carolinas, all of that is also going to be getting the Arrow. So basically, it's a complete refresh of basically all of Amtrak's regional services are basically going to be getting Arrows at some point. So that frees up a significant portion of equipment for long distance trains, and even if they're mostly still just Amfleet 1s, that's like you could probably retire half of the Amfleet 1s and then just use those parts to keep the other half going for like maybe some expanded long distance trains. You'd have to reconfigure those Amfleets, obviously, but hey, it could work.
Exactly.
Eventually,
yeah, I mean it. Oh, continue.
Oh, I'm just sorry I had to read it. Eventually, IH began into the local market in the early 80s with both diesel, hydraulic, and electric options. This case would never buy IH in this timeline. Go ahead and post that in my server because I think my friend Steven would like that because he likes International Harvester. Daily Cardinals will make me sleep better. It'd be so cool.
Well, I mean, honestly, like, so when you think about it, the only routes that we've got, like, doing the north, what is it, the east-west, like, Chicago to East Coast routes, we've got the Lakeshore Limited, which doesn't even go to Boston anymore. Well, no, it does, but, like, apparently they've shut down the Boston section for a while now. Or at least for the summer. So you've got that, and you've got the Floridian, which doesn't even go to New York. And you also have what's the fucking other one? There's like another one. No, there isn't. No, there is not.
It's the Cardinal, Floridian, and Lakeshore. I mean, unless you want to do a tortured, you know, you transfer to the Pennsylvanian at Pittsburgh or something.
Oh yeah, because you'd have to do the Pennsylvanian, then connect to the Floridian. God, that would be awful.
An idea that so many people have floated, and this might have worked back when it was the Capital Limited, but it's definitely not gonna work now that it's the Floridian, where you just have like through coaches on the Pennsylvanian to Chicago, like a through sleeper or whatever. But that's not gonna work now that the Floridian is the Floridian.
Yeah, I mean, the issue also is that through coaches are, in theory, a really great idea, and I was a huge proponent of them, like, a few years ago, but now I kind of realize, like, in an ideal world, we would have through coaches everywhere, but unfortunately, Amtrak doesn't have that kind of equipment, which sucks, because that's what killed, you know, the Night Owl, that's what killed that's what killed sleepers on the Northeast Corridor. It's just equipment availability.
Ryan, they should reconvert Amfleet 1s back to the Ampads.
You laugh, but unironically, I feel like that if you even do like I feel like there is a market if you can like brand them correctly to like the kind of like the yuppie crowd, like the yuppie crowd, do it in the way that Japan does it, where it's essentially you take like an Amfleet one, you strip it of its seats, and you basically put like 2 layers of like carpeted floor. And you basically have everyone like bring bring their own bedding, bring a mattress pad or something. That I think you might actually get you might attract a young crowd with that.
Treat it like a hostel.
Yeah.
Lay cops in an Amfleet with like a slight privacy cover.
Yeah. That's what they do in Japan for some of their sleeper trains, and I understand that then again, I also understand that Japan is very, culturally leagues different than the United States, and I think, if you try and float that idea over here, I think you'd get, a major backlash. But that being said,
well, okay, here's the thing, I feel like with sleepers on the corridor, there are certain places where I feel like that could actually work really well. You're talking about extending the trains, the Virginia trains down from Roanoke to Christiansburg and eventually Bristol, which is basically Bristol's on the border of Tennessee. You have Bristol, Virginia, and Bristol, Tennessee, and then the border runs right through the middle. So, in theory, a Boston to Bristol frickin' sleeper would be kind of crazy. Because that's like
I
a
would
10-hour trip. So you could, in theory, run a sleeper service like that on some of the longer Northeast regional trains.
I mean, ideally, what you need is what you'd want to do is you'd even want to run it on like. I feel like you might even be able to garner like. Yeah, I mean, honestly, what you might be able to do is you might be able to run like an executive sleeper style train, from like Richmond to New York. Even that, I think, would be like there would be some demand for that, in the sense that there's the new debate of whether or not Richmond's on the Northeast Corridor, which I find to be very funny.
Okay,
Um,
okay, what's your
because
position on this?
I say no. I think Richmond, it's definitely developing as like its own kind of city and urban area, and it's great. But it is not on the Northeast Corridor. It is in the Mid Atlantic.
See, okay, I would say I'm sort of mixed on this. I would say that Richmond as a city, I feel like is a lot more oriented towards like Washington than say like Charlotte. So
Yeah.
I would say yeah, I feel like you could make a case for me saying, "Oh yeah, Richmond's on the Northeast Corridor. It's on the Northeast Corridor, just minus the electrification because I mean, train frequencies on there are pretty good, right? And they're only going to get better
Yes.
once Virginia finishes its the Long Bridge and the quadruple and triple tracking projects and all that. Um, but I think in the long run, it might be better to think of like you almost have two eastern corridors. You have the Northeast Corridor, which is like Washington, D.C., north to like Boston and like Springfield. And then you have your southern, southeastern corridor, which is more Washington, Richmond, Charlotte, I guess. So, in like the
Yeah.
really long run, in terms of like how services are oriented and whatnot.
I mean,
So,
it'll be interesting to see how what is it? It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out in the long run. You definitely make a fair point that I mean Richmond definitely is I think more economically. It definitely plays a larger. It definitely is a larger player in the northeastern city stories.
it's
Because
weird.
again,
Richmond like economically is more oriented towards the north, but culturally it's more towards the south.
yeah,
It's kind of a weird in
well,
between.
yeah, one of the more interesting things I found is that there are super commuters who will do Richmond to DC daily on the Northeast regionals.
Yeah,
Which
I mean there's enough frequency for that in terms of having a
yeah, there's
train.
enough frequency, but I cannot imagine doing that. That is just insane to me.
That's what, like a 3-hour trip?
Well, it's a 3-hour trip plus you're gonna have the amount you're taking on Metro probably because there's no way that you're working right in Union Station.
Well, Metro
Plus
is
the
what,
trip on
like what is it, 650 tops or 750 tops? So, and if you buy like a weekly pass or a monthly pass, like you probably do.
It's more the time thing I'm concerned about because if you have to be very precise because they're, again, depending on how foolbarred the system is, you're going to be waiting a little bit of time for a metro train. Like we're looking at a commute that's probably bordering 3.5 hours.
Yeah, although I will say the Metro aspect of that is probably I'd be more concerned about the Amtrak aspect than the Metro aspect because
Yeah.
Metro's pretty frequent. It runs. Well, again, maybe you can tell me the updated hours. I forgot because I know they just recently extended them. But like on the weekdays, it runs until like 2 a.m. Starts at like 5 or 4. So
There.
I'll post sometime in the fictional chat. I really need to start posting that chat more, but I'm way too spotty with my lore writing. It's fine. I just post whenever I have something to show. If they build a city or large urban town in Spotsylvania, it would help connect Richmond to the NEC. So what, like Fredericksburg?
Anyways, what is it? I do have to move my car though by 2 a.m.
I mean, Fredericksburg is its own. I mean, like the south part of Fredericksburg is in Spotsylvania. Fredericksburg is its own like independent city, but
Well, I'll tell you what. I feel like because once you're out of, I think once you're past Lorton, then you're out of the DMV area,
I
and
would say,
you're
I would say once you're south of Fredericksburg, you're definitely out of the DMV area. I would include Fredericksburg as like the outlier of the DMV, because
all
like
right.
south of there's like what like one DRE station south of Fredericksburg, which is I think just Spotsylvania. It's just called Spotsylvania, and then once you get past that, there's like nothing but farms until you get to like the greater Richmond area. Like the biggest town between Fredericksburg and Richmond, I think is Ashland, the center of the universe.
Well, yeah, it is the center of the universe.
Yeah, there's nothing between there, which is why there's no Amtrak stops. There's just nothing.
I didn't realize the auto train left Lorton so early.
Yeah, it does.
Huh. Um.
Yeah, okay. It goes to Spotsylvania. Yeah, Spotsylvania is the last stop on the Fredericksburg line. But
Yeah, you make a convincing point.
I mean, and it
The
also
DMV.
with the when it comes to like the supercommuters and like the Richmond to DC supercommuters and like the frequency and whatnot, you have to remember that like the goal is hourly service on the Northeast Corridor. Well, I said on the Northeast Corridor between Washington and Richmond, on the RF&P between Washington and Richmond by 2030, and because I mean they're adding more tracks and they're also like improving it in places so you can go faster. So it's 3 hours now, but who's to say that won't be like 2.5 hours in 2030 and whatnot? So
Maybe even two.
yeah, there's Doswell,
Because
good old Doswell. Indeed, indeed.
So I'd imagine you could probably make the case that they would run. They would probably run like maybe like a pair of early morning like express commuter trains from Richmond to DC. I'd have to wager.
Well, I believe the only I know they stop in Ashland. I know. Okay, so the Virginia commuter train or Virginia Amtrak trains, they stop in Woodbridge, Quantico, Fredericksburg, Ashland, Richmond Staple Mill, and then Richmond Main Street. That's not too many stops. So, and then there's obviously trains that go south to Newport News, 2 trains that go south to Newport News, and then 2 round trips that go south to Newport News, and 3 round trips that go south to Norfolk, and then there's a 1 round trip that just stops in Richmond. And then there's 2 round trips that go to Roanoke. So, plus the Cardinal, plus the Cardinal to Charlottesville, and plus the Crescent to Danville. So.
But I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it all phases out. I would honestly, I think it would be really nice once we get more frequent service down to Richmond and maybe even beyond. But I think everyone can agree on that. Anyways, on that note, you know what I might do, Michael? You know what I might do?
Yes.
Well, actually, first, what I might do is I might have to forward this to me. Because I found a sperm bank boxcar, which I don't have the courage to buy, but I know Pat will.
Oh, okay.
Buy this. But yeah, there's I don't know, man. Honestly, I feel like that there is
Metro.
there's a lot.
Metro hours Monday through Thursday, 5 to midnight. Fridays 5 to 2 a.m. Saturdays 6 to 2 a.m. Sundays 6 to midnight. Okay, so it's actually longer on weekends, which probably does make sense because people are hanging out on the weekends. So.
Well, chaps, I'm going to go. Hold on. Actually, I should probably check. What homework do I have to do? two of my two of my classes are being taught by the same professor, and he does not want to use our little learning management system, which sucks. So I don't have all my information in one place, which really irks me.
That
But
reminds me of,
anyways.
like, my senior year of high school. I signed up for AP Lit class, but the problem was is that my teacher also didn't want to use our learning management software. You know, every teacher used Google Classroom, but she didn't. She had everything in a series of Google slides. So the Google Classroom page was just a link to a Google slide, and she didn't even put them in the proper place, so you had to, like, dig just to find what your assignments were. And I'm like, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to deal with this. So I just didn't. I dropped the class for, like, a simple English class, so.
As you do. Anyways, you know what? I might do a live unboxing of this textbook, which I got for $20 on eBay.
Oh boy.
Actually, yeah, let's do a live unboxing of it.
Plus, for the weekends,
holy
the rail fare. For the weekends, the rail fares are $2.50 max all day. Yes, and free parking at select stations.
The compassionate. Actually, you know what we're gonna check right now, Michael? We're gonna check if Penn Central is mentioned in this book.
Anything train
What do you
related.
think? We don't want the dictionary of legal terms. Do we have like a glossary or something? Hold on.
I think the equivalent for that is the legal at my school is the legal environment of business, which is taught by a very wacky professor. So.
Hold on, chat. Hold on. What do we got here?
I realize it's better if I just back in, so I'm gonna turn around on the
Do we
Y.
have like a PE? No. Don't. Okay. What about R's? Do we have anything under R? Anything? What? Oh no.
No Penn Central.
That's actually kind of sad. Oh. I was hoping there would actually be something. Actually, what about the what was the big what was the big antitrust act? What was it called?
Sherman Antitrust Act.
That's the one.
Northern
Thanks,
Northern
Michael.
Securities. Look up Northern Securities.
Yeah, Northern
that was
Securities, which was like BN. Yeah.
It was BN before BN.
Yeah. Actually, Michael, that's a brilliant. Michael, you're brilliant. Here we go. What do we got? Oh, we got the Northern Corporation. I don't think that's what we're looking for.
No. Northern was
Nothing
a
on that.
Canadian telecom company.
Yeah, there's
Eventually
nothing
became
there.
Nortel of Bobby Broccoli fame.
Jesus Christ, there really is nothing. Oh, all right. Well,
Lame.
you know what this sounds like a problem for? Because the Silk City excursion has been canceled, we're apparently sick. What do we have to do? I mean, like, I don't. Like, the fact is that because I know this one freight train is probably coming.
You should go and see this one freight train, Ryan.
Yeah, but it doesn't show up for like another 30 minutes.
How long does it take you to get to the tracks?
Like 5.
Better be safe than sorry.
Yeah, actually, you know what I can do? I can probably oh, mom's texting you. That's nice.
One thing I really want
anyways,
to do is make maps for my pixels. I just feel overwhelmed about thinking about that. I know where they run, but drawing individual lines scares me.
Yeah.
That's fair. I like making maps. Like, it's the main thing I like to do, even if it takes forever for me. But, at least in my mind, where a railroad runs determines basically everything about it. So I like to get that down first before I move on to much else. So
Anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. I'm gonna go see if I can scope out this freight train, and also I don't know, loot off of the Minecraft Wi-Fi while I'm at it. So,
Yippee!
uh,
Go find CPKC.
yeah, who knows? Anyways, peace and love. Bye, everyone.
Very important update to all of you watching. No fan mail. Beatles reference. Anyways, I think I might actually end the stream soon, because 10 o'clock, there's some things I kind of... I still need to shower. I haven't even showered today. But after I shower, I'll probably just hang out and then, I don't know, go to bed. Or, maybe I'll stay up a little bit. Saturday or Fridays, I don't like to stay up, like, stupidly late, because, as I said, I typically do work on Sundays, or Fridays I don't like to stay up stupidly late because I typically do work on Saturdays. So I can just relax on Sunday and do nothing. So So I guess we'll probably just back this train in and then we'll probably end it off there for the night. Okay. Don't know when the next stream's gonna be. It's not gonna be next Friday, because I said next Friday is my birthday, and it might be not gonna be Sunday. You know what? I think the next stream will probably just be Saturday of next week, if I'm gonna be honest. Probably a birthday stream for Railroader all the day after my birthday. So. Yeah, after that, I am done. Also because, like, I have a lot of work done next week. I have 2 finals on my birthday. One of them's my accounting class, which I'm slightly terrified of. Although apparently I think I actually know more about it than I thought I did, which is always good. And then I have an economics exam, which I have not studied for in the slightest at all. But I've been playing Railroader this whole stream, with the stream playing in the corner of my screen. Railroaderception. Ayo, nice. Huh. Scene 33. We haven't even done anything with West. Well, we've done a little bit with West Bryson. West Bryson. But I guess when wait, pull up. Here we go. What the heck was I gonna say? I don't know. I guess next stream we'll do more West Bryson isms. I am tired. Okay, as they say in the schmizness. Okay. Backing up. You know, we'll put these away. We'll put the engine in the shed. As you do. We'll put the Pat boost over here. Okay. Stop. Can I like customize this? X. Oh, that's just. Yeah. We bought a caboose because Pat wanted a caboose. So. My tractor train insane rant doesn't bother anybody. That's what the chat is for. We're all insane. We're all insane in our own special way. So. Okay. Does he need to go to Ep Springs? Okay, I'm not... Yay, insanity. I'm not dealing with that nonsense now. I wonder what's the longest period of time anyone's played Railroader for in one sitting. Like, do you think there's someone out there who's played Railroader for 16 hours straight? Actually, hold up, I might know a person who's done exactly that. What's the long... What's the longest played Railroader for? It's so weird because, you know, like, all these people in this chat, well, most of the people in this chat I've known for a long time. Like, Joe and I just met on campus, like, a semester and a half ago, or two and like 1/3 semesters ago. It's like, oh yeah, you also like trains? Cool. So he's a relatively new friend. Pat, like, Ryan I've known, Ryan's my longest internet friend. You know, Brandon and Steven, they're all... Steven I met, like, I met Ryan in 2017, and Brandon in 2017 around the same time. Same with some other people here. I met Jack in 2018, I met Steven in 2018. Pat isn't entirely my friend because of Railroader. That was, like, perfect. Like, it was in some server, I don't even remember. I was, like, asking people around, hey, he was looking for people to play Railroader with, and I'm like, hey, I stream, do you want to join? And I'm like, okay. It's just... It's, like, it's remarkable how, like, quickly he just fell in with the group. It's kind of insane. But, I am fortunate that Pat exists. I don't want him dead. So... Watched a Railroader stream the other day that lasted 8 hours, maybe a bit longer. Yeah, I mean... So... Anyways, let's put Doc Brown away. Okay, Pat says he's played for 14 hours straight. Hold up, okay, well. We're gonna put him away, and then we're gonna go to bed. Because, well, we're gonna shower, because I always shower before I go to bed. Because I don't want to feel dirty when I get snugly into my bed. I always want to feel clean. It also means that I don't have to change my sheets as much, so that's another reason. Okay. Ugh. I don't know, the longest I've ever probably played a game straight is I probably played like U4 for like 8 hours straight. There's no better feeling in the world than like playing U4 until like 3 in the morning and then going to bed after you started at like 10. Because that's a game where it's like, one more hour, and then it's like 4 hours later and you're still playing. Anyways, I think I'm done for today. Where are the other passenger trains? Or passenger trains? Where is the passenger train? Uh, why are these just here? Okay, you know what? Screw it. I don't care. I've left trains running for like 3 or 4 days straight so we can download stuff. Yeah, like that's the reason. That's the only reason why Trains is technically my most played game on Steam, because of the DLS. And I mean, technically my most played game is probably Kerbal Space Program, but I only got that on Steam. I've played it since 2012. I only got it on Steam in 2017, and a good like 2/3 of my playthroughs of KSP of the last like since 2017 have been on like a second install that's not counted on Steam. So okay, we're gonna save. I'm gonna deal with this nonsense next Saturday. So anyways, yes, friends, let's go ahead and let me get down Railroader and let me transfer myself up here. But anyways, friends, thank you all for watching. Thank you to... I get to do this now, which is like... I'm big. I'm on the screen. Yippee! Man, I love the fact that I have this now. This is just so great. I'm a real VTuber. One of my friends is also he also does VTubing things, but he's a part of an agency, so he can't tell me like his username in real life. But I'm not about to dig through like hundreds of people to find him. So I'm just going to continue to pester him. And this is his last semester, so hopefully I can pester him enough where he can actually tell me. But if you're watching, you know who you are. Anyways, thank you to my very esteemed viewers whom chatted today. Little Warriors, James the Duke Dog, Crimson, TG, Berkshire Maniac, Gam, and that's it. Thank you to Sean and Ryan for showing up today, and also Brandon for showing up slightly before the stream. I don't know. I'm kind of tired. Is there anyone I can dump you on? You know what? I think I'm good for right now. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I will see y'all in the next one. Good 3-hour stream. How charming. Thank you, and goodbye. Bye, everybody.